Hey guys, Brian Goes Blue.
And Coco too.
Back again with another vinyl haul. I don't know if we've done one of these just full-on vinyl before.
Yeah, it's been a while if we have.
Yeah, this is for Record Store Day 2024. I think it was on 4/20, so April 20th, a few weeks ago now. But yeah, we wanted to show these off because we picked up a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, we participated in Record Store Day last year, but we were like a day late. And I don't think we've never made a video for Record Store Day. But we did pick up titles like a day later. So we were kind of going in and like asking if they still had stuff. And we got pretty lucky. They did have stuff. And I think we did get some titles online too from some record stores. But this time we got up early.
Yeah, it's the first time we actually went to the record store on Record Store Day.
And like waited in the line and did the whole thing.
Yeah, so they opened up at like 8, but we got there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. So we still waited in line to get in there.
Yeah.
So that, that was still a thing.
Yeah, so we ended up going, we went to one record store, and then later on that, you had to go to work, and then later on that day,
I barely made it to work on time.
Yeah, I went to a second record store, and then I went to a third, and then I went back to the first one. We'll kind of go through that story time as we go, but so let's go, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show was from the second stop. I actually went to Sound Exchange here in Tampa and found 2 titles that we were looking for that we didn't get at the first one. I don't even know if they had them.
I don't know if they did.
Sometimes like they just don't even have them. But that is the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and this is actually the 50th anniversary edition. Richard O'Brien's original demo tape recordings. Yeah. So I got this one into the Rocky Horror Picture Show finally. We saw it live. What do they call that? Why am I wanting to say
Shadowcast?
Thank you. I don't know why I was trying to say screencast. Yeah, we saw a Shadowcast at Spooky Empire, and that was so super fun.
And it's Medical Records.
Yeah, that was funny too.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we haven't opened any of these yet. We just haven't really found the time to like open them up and enjoy them yet. But
I'm not sure what this one's gonna look like.
Yeah.
We'll see later.
Really excited to have it though. Yeah, I guess we can just make a stack there. And then the second one that we got from the Sound Exchange, I didn't think we were going to find this at all. Like, this was so crazy that I found this. The thing about Sound Exchange is we don't know how they operate, like, first thing in the morning, if they have, like, all the Record Store Day titles out. But by the time we've gotten there both times, by, like, the afternoon, they're all, like,
shuffled in with the rest of them.
Shuffled in with everything else. So I was, like, shuffling through the soundtracks and actually found both of these. And this was the one I think we were like the most excited for as far as soundtracks go for Record Store Day. And that is the soundtrack to the original motion picture, Orca. If you've never seen this one, you got to check it out. Richard Harris is in this. He was the original Dumbledore in Harry Potter. Kind of a hard watch for the animal lovers. Like, I kind of had a hard time with it, but like it was still a great movie. It was intense.
Yeah, if you like Jaws, I definitely check out Orca too.
Yeah.
You'll definitely like it if you like Jaws. This is also the music is done by Ennio Morricone. He does a lot of Italian crime films, scores, and a lot of just Italian films in general, Italian horror.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So really cool that he did this one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited to have found this one. We thought we kind of missed out on it. So, yeah, like I walked in there and I was like, do you guys have Orca for Record Store Day? And they're like, what?
You said that to them?
Yeah, I did. They're like, oh, that would be over in the soundtracks. Because I was like, oh, it's from a movie. So yeah. I don't remember getting this one. You must have ordered this one.
Yeah, I ordered this one later on online.
Okay. Sorry.
And, this is the long out of print sophomore album. I think this might have been the first time it's been put on a record, and it's At the Drive-Ins and Casino out. So yeah, if you know At the Drive-In, some of these members from At the Drive-In joined the Mars Volta later on in their career, and yeah, so this is just kind of like an early like 98 was when this album came out, so it was like the earliest emo like experimental like type of music like this. I'm not sure how to really describe it, but the record looks cool in the picture.
Yeah,
but
it's a really cool variant.
Haven't opened it up yet, so yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. I always like when we're cleaning, or better yet, I don't like when we're cleaning. When we're organizing the movie room, we just throw on a record. That's what we did recently. We did the Vinegar Syndrome shelf a little bit, and you kind of show me like new music, like stuff like that I've never heard before. I always love that.
Yeah.
So this is another one that you ordered. We were looking out for this one in all of the stores, couldn't find it. This was a pretty limited or rare one?
Yeah, it's limited to 1,000 only.
Okay.
At the drive-in was 6,500, so this one was only 1,000. It's At the Gates. Slaughter of the Soul. This is very metal, from what I remember. I haven't heard this album in a long time, but yeah, these guys look kind of scary in the back there. They got the little RSD.
These guys rock out.
And this is all Japanese lettering, so I'm not sure. That's put out by Earache. I have one or two other albums from Earache, so yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
That one's pretty heavy.
No, it's pretty light.
Really?
Oh, heavy as in metal?
Oh, you meant like the record? I meant like the music.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
I was like, oh, it's light? Okay.
It's pretty heavy.
No, it's pretty heavy. That's fine.
Slaughter of the Soul. So.
Okay. This one we did find. Now, believe all the rest of this was from Mojo. Mojo Books and Records here in Tampa.
Yeah.
And we like that one. It's like a little bookstore, like very hippie vibes.
It is.
Very like vintagey. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'd like for us to go more. Okay, so this one came from there, and this was one that you were looking at. Actually, we both are gonna enjoy this. You had your eye out for this one.
This is The Cure's at the top. This is the picture disc record. They've been putting out a lot of their albums on picture disc during record store days. I haven't picked up any of them, so this is the first one with that one. This one's 40th anniversary, featuring the single "The Caterpillar" on here. Yeah, I always like Robert Smith's music and The Cure in general. So we have Disintegration and Head on the Door and a couple other albums from them on vinyl. So I wanted to grab the top.
Yeah. Excited to listen to that too. This one was a little bit of an impulse buy. Okay, so like I think going into this, there was maybe like a cut, like 2, 3 that we were like really looking out for. And then we checked the websites, watched a couple videos, and we're like, oh, there's like a lot more that we want, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of went crazy, but that's okay. You got to do that from time to time. This one's really cool. If you didn't know, Pauly Shore, the actor, has a band, and they're called Pauly Shore and the Crusties. So, unless he was kidding, we heard him on Harlan Williams' podcast, which if you haven't checked that out, go check out Harlan Highway. Harlan Williams has a podcast, and it is amazing. We're hooked.
Yeah, it's
We're recently hooked. But he said in the podcast that these were covers, that they don't write their own music. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, because I'm seeing Bad to the Bone, Imagine, Rocket Man.
Celebrity Skin is from Hole.
Okay.
Learn to Fly.
Rocket Man? Is that Elton John?
Learn to Fly with Foo Fighters.
Yeah, this will just be fun to throw on and like hear him singing it, you know? I'm excited to check that out. Oh, and he was telling all the truth. Not that I'm like judging, but like he said just him and a couple of senior citizens in California, they threw a band together and like literally like that's the deal.
That's the deal, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
It's Christopolis Volume 1.
So that must be like the first thing that they've put out, I guess.
I think so.
Kind of cool. All right. This is one of the ones. This was like the one that you were looking out for Record Store Day. Yeah, we got their first,
well, it's actually their second record, but their first vinyl last year.
Yeah.
And on Record Store Day, The Mechanical Hand, but this is their second, this is their third album, but their second record, if that makes sense. Horse the Band and Natural Death. Always liked this album, a lot of fun. They call this like Nintendo Core, because it definitely sounds like you're playing a video game when you're hearing this music. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, when you played that for me, I was going nuts. Not this, but they got their own type of sound that no other. But yeah, I like Horse the Band. They're pretty cool. Yeah, I've enjoyed what you've played for me of them.
This was also... No, this one we were looking out for, and we were actually lucky. I think this was like the last one.
One or two left.
One or two of the last ones. This was also from Mojo. And that is the soundtrack from Dazed and Confused. This one is...
Even more Dazed and Confused. That's...
Oh, yeah. Even more Dazed and Confused. They found your stash again.
Yeah, because this is part 2. I have part 1 from years ago. They put out part 1 on vinyl. But, and that one was like a weed green color record.
Did I get you one from Target? A Target exclusive? Or was that something else? That was Almost Famous.
Almost Famous, yeah.
I don't know. But this says the iconic movie soundtrack now on exclusive 140G smoky purple vinyl. So I bet this one looks really cool. And it says listen with a bud.
Of course.
So however you want to take that is what it is.
And it's just got a lot of like classic like ZZ Tops on here.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper.
Who we're seeing this
War,
weekend.
Yeah. Peter Frampton, Foghat, Steve Miller Band. So it's just got some classic 70s music in here. So
did I ever tell you that I think my mom met Peter Frampton? Like a very personal... I wish I could remember fully the story. It was like at a bar in upstate New York. But yeah, she met him.
That's cool.
Yeah. This is not the last one, but this is the last one in this little stack. And this also came from a Mojo.
And this is one I had to have. It's Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke soundtrack.
This one we didn't find right away either, right?
On smoking green vinyl.
It like took a little bit searching.
Yeah, we found it though.
Yeah. This will be fun to...
This should be fun.
Listen with a bud.
Yeah. No seeds, no stems, loaded with hits. Limited 420 edition of the classic 1978 soundtrack. So.
Yeah, they really play off this whole 420 thing with some of these titles, like with it being on 420, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Okay, I'm gonna just not run over your foot here and grab this stack of why do I feel like it felt like we got so much more like when we were there, right? But like showing them, we're like blowing through these. I think that's because we're just used to like having huge stacks of movies to show. Okay, so I'll go into my little thing and I'll try to keep it brief for the people that aren't Swifties, because probably most of you aren't. But for the ones that are, you know that Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, came out very recently. And then for Record Store Day, there were 3 variants. How do I even explain this? There were 3 bonus tracks that only one came on each record, and on each Target exclusive CD. So there was actually 4 bonus tracks, and they came on different ones. So, but only the indie record stores got a certain amount of these exclusives. They came with a card, and so yeah, we bought them all. So the first thing that I'll show, where is? Oh, it blended in with the table because it's white. See, I haven't even opened this yet. I've just been streaming it. But of course we had to get our copy of The Tortured Poets Department, the Phantom vinyl clear exclusive from Target. Yeah. So the manuscript is the bonus track on this one from Target. So had to get this one. And then as we go along, so there's each different version. I did not get all of the CDs. We just got... I think I got the Bolter. This is the CD that I got. So this is one of the variants. And this was $45.99. We haven't said the prices of all of them, but so this just has the one bonus track. And then, of course, if you know, Taylor dropped TTPD and then the anthology, and we haven't gotten any news about getting all of that on a record, but I hope it happens. And I'm sure it'll be black since the first one was white, kind of like black and white. So that's that one. And then we've got the Black Dog. This one seemed to be the most popular, you know? Yeah. We kind of thought we got like the last copies of it or whatever. This one was definitely like the shortest stack of them. But it turns out they had like so many in the back. But it's funny because the third record store I went to, he only got 5 copies of each of these variants. Yeah. But like Mojo, they must have just ordered a bunch because they had, when I went back later in the day, they had restocked everything. And now I'll talk about really briefly why I went back. So
the albatross.
And this is the albatross. Yes, thank you. And so far, my favorite out of all of these bonus tracks is the manuscript, but I love the black dog. That's kind of climbing past. So, real brief, with your purchase of your exclusive indie record store variant, you get this handwritten card, which it's photocopied. You can tell, but it's very, very cool that you get this handwritten note from Taylor. So I'll just read it real quick. It says, "From the desk of Taylor Swift, 2024, happy Record Store Day. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for welcoming the Tortured Poets Department into your vinyl collection and your life. It's my goal to create a memento you'll want to keep forever, and I hope you'll feel that with every turn of the page of the lyric book, every secret thought poured into this work. It's an honor to be able to trust you with my feelings. Love, Taylor." So that was really cool. This was a hot item, okay? Like, everybody was freaking out about getting these cards. It's really cool for the fans to have the cards. But something that happened to us that was kind of weird is that we obviously, I bought three. Well, we bought 3 of the records, right? So you'd think we'd get 3 cards. We just got the 1 card because we only made technically one big purchase.
One purchase, yeah.
But we're not the ones that are going to be like, they had a whole system going. One lady was ringing them. One lady was putting them in the bag, right? And putting the card in. There was a box of the cards. And it looked like there was only 1 box. So they just slipped it in the bag. We didn't say anything. And then we're kind of talking after. And we're like, should we have like gotten 1 card per record? And we just didn't make a fuss about it. But, you know, hearing the buzz about these being popular, and do we really need 3? No, but it's just the fact of like, you know,
getting what you paid for.
Exactly. So we're okay with just the 1. It's not a big deal. But going to the second and third record store, they were already gone from these cards. The cards were already gone. And I asked them, like, you know, what was the deal with the cards? Were they limited or whatever? And the one guy said to me, "Oh no, you should have gotten 1 card for each thing." Yeah. I got 15 records and I got 15 cards. 1 for each purchase, you know, so it's not a big deal. I'm not complaining or anything. I'm grateful to have the card and the records, but it's just the fact of like, I don't know.
You should get what you paid for.
Yeah, because we paid for each one. So anyway, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Not a big deal. We got this. I don't know if this cost anything. I don't think so.
You just took it from the table, I think.
Yeah, but this is just their little logo.
Little logo on a sticker.
Mojo Books and Records. I always kind of almost say Moho. I don't know why. And then I say because like Brian wouldn't have picked this out to get. I got a couple of Taylor Swift little stickers. Don't come at me for this. It's just a fun little thing. I don't view Taylor as like the almighty. I mean, I do, but I don't, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Don't come at me for the sticker. Love you guys. And then I got this one. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. So that's fun. So maybe put those on the laptop or throw them in a drawer, never to be seen again. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the last Taylor Swift thing was this cool thing, okay? If you're still awake and you're still with us,
we're still here.
Taylor Swift put out like a pop-up event in LA. And it was like a little teaser for the Tortured Poets Department. It came out like I think a few days or a week before the album drop.
Right.
This is kind of one of the little Easter eggs. If you know, you know. This is a little calendar thing that was on one of the tables, and it said exactly this: Friday, December 13th. We don't know what's happening on Friday, December 13th. We're only in May.
Nope.
But that's what this was set to. And it turns out this was an item that you could buy at Target. So once we got the buzz, my best friend and I, Cindy, we got online and we got ours. So shout out to her. We both got our little piece of Taylor merch. You can check the website if you're interested. I don't know if they still have them. I don't think that they did last time I checked. It was kind of just like one of those cool TikTok things where people were like, "Oh my god, you can get this at Target." It's kind of like a little piece of history for us anyway. So moving on from Taylor Swift, but kind of not. I'm a big Bleachers fan. I have loved Bleachers for a while, and even before Bleachers, you know, Fun, and what was the other one called?
Steel Train.
Steel Train. I didn't know about that one, but I've recently learned about that. But I loved Jack Antonoff before he even became Taylor Swift's producer, so it's really cool for me now that they, you know, have collaborated or whatever. So had to get the new Bleachers album. This was not a Record Store Day exclusive, just a recent pickup that we got. So, and it's interesting because the way that this came, we didn't have to did we have to unwrap this?
No,
it just literally came in this sleeve, which is nice because we like to buy these and keep our records
protected,
minty and protected in here. So Bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, this is also not a Record Store Day exclusive, just a recent pickup. I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but it was online, and it was limited edition, 20th anniversary, and that is wicked. This thing's fat.
And it's lenticular.
Yes, so I know some people love that and some people hate that.
Yeah, move it.
Oh, but I was doing the thing, but you're right.
See it.
You're right. Yeah, I didn't have Wicked on anything but CD, so this was a no-brainer. I wish I had opened it to show you guys. The variant is like a marble green, emerald green.
It's right here on the bottom.
So pretty.
There you go.
So I'm excited for us to have this because you actually saw Wicked. You've seen Wicked now, so.
Defying gravity.
So that's everything we got. This is like
that's our haul,
short little haul. But how would you say our experience was? Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Just kind of
Oh man, it was you had to wait in line, wait until the last person left, and then one person leaves and one person goes in, that type of situation, into the record store. So that was fine how they had that system, but once you got in there, it was kind of like chaos.
Very tight quarters and hot.
Tight quarters, hot, and then you walk through a little small maze of boxes, just regular size packing boxes, that had the records in them, and then everybody's just flipping through them. But people were going in between other people and stuff, cutting the line. There was
no rhyme or reason to anything.
Dumb.
Yeah,
we were trying to have a line go through alphabetical order and pick out our shit, but so we did all that, and then we went into the first line, and then we were we thought that this one line was going to take longer than the other line, so we got in another line and it ended up being longer, and so we just kind of screwed ourselves into waiting in a super long line with these heavy records in our hands for an hour.
It was like the Office Space situation where he switches lanes and then it's moving. Well, one line was for the coffee bar as well, so we were kind of thinking, oh, maybe it's taking a little longer because people are also ordering drinks.
They could have been, yeah.
They had exclusive drinks for Record Store Day too.
Drinks for Record Store Day, drinks for Taylor Swift. Because the album just come out the day before.
Yeah, so that's kind of why we included that in this, because the drop was at the same time, and for me it was exciting.
And it was basically a Record Store Day drop with the variants of her album too. So but it was a kind of a cluster inside there. But by the time we were finishing out, it was everything had thinned out. So if we would come later, we would have been better off. But we might have missed out on a couple records though. So you never know.
Yeah. So that was that experience. I took a photo at the beginning. We'll throw that in at the end of just the line and the the storefront of Mojo. I didn't do that at the other ones, but yes, I did. I took a picture at Sound Exchange, not Kingfish Records. Kingfish Records is the third place that I went. But so after we went there, we had to rush home. He like he said, he just barely got to work in time.
5 minutes to change and then get on the road to work.
Yeah, and I'm sorry we didn't say what we got in order or whatever, but there were still a few records that we didn't get at Mojo that I was kind of I should go back out and just see. So that's what I did. I went to Sound Exchange and found Orca and Rocky Horror. That was it. There was nothing else at that point that I had found. Then I went to Kingfish. They were all out of Taylor Swift. They still had Dazed and Confused, Pauly Shore. There was an Elton John exclusive that I thought about getting, Caribou, I think it was called.
Yeah.
But I, didn't really need that one, so didn't get it. But he was kind of the one that tipped me off to the card thing. It made me think. It kind of got my fire started, and I was like, the card thing, I just kind of thought like, maybe, because in my head, to be honest with you guys, the whole card thing, I didn't need 3, but I have friends that are Swifties that didn't, get to maybe get the drop or go to a record store. So I kind of thought, maybe that's a cool thing to give to a friend or whatever. But so I called the first record store, and long story short, I asked them, do you have any more cards left? And they said, yeah, we've got some here. And I said, can you hold a couple for me? Because I bought 3. And they said they would. And I drove like over an hour back to the first record store just to find out that they had given them away. They were like long gone. I'm not going to throw any shade just in case anybody ever saw this. I don't want to throw any shade because we love that record store. But I did not have a pleasant experience that day with the particular person that I was dealing with.
Nope, not
she was
at all.
not saying nice things about Taylor Swift fans. And so I won't say what was said or how I felt or anything like that. Just, I don't know. I just think, just be kind.
She was just talking down to customers right in front of them, and it was a very unprofessional situation. So
yeah, and I mean, I like
with
Taylor's
your shot.
Yeah, I like Taylor Swift, but I also love Metallica, and I love Johnny Mathis, and I love Alice Cooper, and like our range is like totally.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys couldn't tell, like we're all over the place,
with movies and music,
and we both like each other's taste in music and movies. So yeah, I guess that's just my little like soapbox. It's just like, be kind, who cares if somebody likes Taylor Swift or if they like what they like. It doesn't matter. So anyway, other than that, it was a great experience. I would definitely do Record Store Day again.
Yeah.
If
well, we're gonna do it again. There's always something exclusive that
yeah, there's definitely gonna be something that we're interested in. So hopefully you guys like this kind of thing. I know maybe the records and the vinyl isn't like huge in the community, but it's just something we love to collect, so we wanted to share that and our experience with you guys. So yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know if you picked anything up for Record Store Day, or if you like any of the things we picked up. And yeah,
Brian Goes Blue
and Coco too.
signing off, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching us.